بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد نبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I welcome all of you again, wherever you are. I welcome you one more time with this is your program, Fatwa Life. We ask Allah to accept all our deeds and your deeds in this fourth night of Ramadan. The first question about the zakah that already it's been there for years that it did not pay for it. He lives in the West and he had gold in the East. He haven't paid the zakah and now he wants to pay the zakah. How does he calculate the zakah? Counting the inflation. If I count it through my currency, it's 1,200 euros. If it is in the Western standard, it will be 4,000. So he will take the last years and he counted before. So we tell him that first of all, don't let the poor should not be paying for this inflation. You are the one who did the zakah. Why you want the poor be responsible for the inflation? You look for each year by itself. How much you had each year, and you take the zakah for that year. For that in that time, and then so each year is dependent. So you'll find that the inflation already distributed between those 4 years or several years. Don't let the poor person take that by himself. And always remember, whatever you spend in the sake of Allah, Allah Azza wa Jalla will compensate it. Don't think this is going to leave you. Your money will not decrease because of charity. Allah Azza wa Jal send an angel who will say, oh Allah, give someone who spent a replacement compensation, but waste or destroy whatever the person that does not pay and spend in your sake, oh Allah. So, since it is your problem, please don't put that inflation on the poor person. May Allah, inshallah, forgive you, first of all, for delaying the zakah. Second thing, to compensate you if you pay all the bigger amount. The second question, we took some help that is not there, like we should not deserve it. They asked us, and we answered several answers. They didn't ask for any proof or any proofs, and because of our their trust in our money, they gave us that help. It's been years. And now the father is old. Shall we tell the father the parts, or we just do our own? Start with do whatever you can to free him. So you give what he is responsible, because these are prior over everything, but helps over several years, and the person is saying, I did not deserve it. When I was asked, and according to the answer I gave, they gave me those help. I wasn't accurate. I was not trustworthy in the information I gave. Now I'm aware of the danger of lying, and I want to free myself from this. I cannot bring that money back. That will put me in a lot of legal problems. And if I did it one time, it will bring everything in the past, and this is accumulating for several years, and it will really destroy my whole life. So, is there any way out? What do we do? It's a very difficult one. First of all, what you mentioned, if the father is old and you should not get him, then go and act in his behalf. Second of all, you have to stop those that assistant. You want to fix the past. You have to stop those help to come, so you'll be able to fix the problem. So first of all, you have to stop this help if you don't deserve it. Then you look how you're going to free yourself from what you received, and you look at what you're capable of and what you can, which does not destroy your life, but look in here into this way out. Maybe taking it to someone who is really in need, from those who this money should have been spent on, but they cannot reach it. This is better than to return it back to the police, because what they're gonna do with it? They're gonna take it to the people who are deserve it. So if you do that directly, just like the official part, then maybe there will be some of the things that could be allowed. Is there anything in our history of that? Yes, Al-Izz ibn Salam, he has very nice things about this in some of the action of some people with the public money. So what do you do with public money that receives somebody? You spend it on behalf of the just leader. Like if he is in place of the just ruler, what does he do? He's gonna take it to the people who deserve it. So he exercises the same thing. No one is supposed to um, uh, take care of the public money except the leaders or the ones who represent them. So if the individual funds off from this public money, then he need to give it to those who deserve it, just like the leaders should be directed into. Some people sometimes they work in medicine companies, and some of this medicine is needed for some people who need. If the ruler is there at that time, he will put that percentage to those who are in need. As part of the responsibility of the government or authority or the imam who's in charge. So if he could represent him and giving it to the most needy and the one, and you spend everything private to the public in the right place. Because if we stop that, then there'll be a lot of rights that's been held, and then the leaders will be sent. But so to reach the interest, it's better than to reduce it. Just like if you find some money that has been forcefully taken, if you know the owners, let him take it back to them. If not, so you don't know, then you spend it in the public arena. You have to look into this statement, because the public money in the Muslim is protected. It's not for everybody, and it's not wasted. And whomever held responsible for it, unfortunately, they take it personal. And this is getting out of the right, because the public money, it is ownership to the whole Muslims. But at the time that we live in, where there is a lot of injustice, you find the people who are in charge, they put it in their own pocket as if it's own. It's not public. So those who are in charge, you're not supposed to take it. You need to use it for the public avenue. If the ruler is just, then he need to find the proper way of doing that. Very interesting question. One of the grandchildren of the Prophet ﷺ, can he eat from the date that's in the masjid? Or he come to the age of iftar, and he is among the grandkids of the Prophet ﷺ, and we know that the charity is not for Muhammad or his family. So if he comes to a Masjid Alameda, someone give him a date. Tell him, sorry, I don't eat. I'm from the household of the Prophet ﷺ. I don't take charity. I break my own dates, and I will break my fast. Let's see. The household of the Prophet ﷺ, they should not take or eat from the zakah that is obligated. That is agreed among all the scholars. And this is narrated through so many different sources. We're talking about the obligated zakah. But the extra charity, most of the scholars, they said that it is allowed to the household of the Prophet ﷺ to take from it. And this is the most common way in the fiqh, in the fourth, Abu Hanifa, Malik, and Shafi'i, and Ahmad, may Allah be pleased with them. Shafi'i says it's not forbidden the charity of non-obligatory charity, but it is forbidden on them the obligated charity. Ibn Qudama says, and he's from the Hanabila, and they take from the charity of not the obligatory one, but the extra one. And that's the decision of most of the scholars, past and present. Sheikh bin Baz was asked, and he said, as long as it's not from the obligated zakat, there is not a problem. That the Prophet ﷺ so it is okay as a grand son of the Prophet ﷺ to eat from any of the food that is provided in the masjid, because it's not from the zakah, obligated zakah. No one's supposed to come from his obligated zakah and put it in the iftar, because that's for the poor and needy, and the people of the masjid are not from the poor and needy. Maybe few, but the majority of them, they are not from the poor or needy. So you should not, the money of zakah should not be given in that. Whomever wanted to get the reward in this, he will use from the normal, not from the obligated one. So it's okay for the, because originally it's the money or the iftar or the food that is provided in the masajid is not from the zakah, not from the obligatory zakah. Another question from Brazil. I live in Brazil, and there's people will go out to their car and they pull a gun. Those who live in Uber, who use Uber, as soon as they get in, but a gun Sometimes they kill them, or they will make him leave the car and they will take the car with whatever is in it. Someone have a problem with his my car or my belongings is taken away. My principal money that is taken away. Maybe can I put insurance against accidents and so on? With the wrong of the commercial insurance because of the great um, risk. It is allowed when there's extreme need for it because the risk is different than the riba. As there is no exception except for necessities, emergencies, the life-threatening. But the risk you could is a little bit wider, and it is allowed. What is the need is needed until the replacement is there. The Islamic replacement is there, because the risk is different than the risk of that is different than the needy. Someone has diabetes, and her doctor told her to break her fast. And me and my husband have no work. And my mother gave me the zakah. Can I give that to my husband and he will? I have to pay the fidya. Can I give it to my husband and he will spend it on us? Is that accepted or not? First, let's see the allows the person with diabetes to use. Not everybody with diabetes he is allowed to break his fast. They need to look with the doctors. Some who have 20, 30 years and they still fast the whole years. Now, if you have a special thing that requires the iftar, it is decided by a Muslim doctor. Today, I have someone who called me from a different state, and he said, I am supposed to pay fidya because I could not fast. I asked him, how old? I said, 38. Do you take insulin? No, I take tablet. Did you consult with the doctor? I mean, like your father. And I still fasting over 20 years, and I have diabetes, and I insulin, and I take tablets. So take it easy. Don't rush to make the religion very easy. I don't want you to force you to fasting. I'm not gonna take that risk. But talk to your doctor. Make sure that you can break your fast or can fast. It's not by default that anyway your diabetes doesn't mean you break your fast. No. Just like we said, the one who is pregnant and the one who give breastfeed, that she have to break fast. No. There is some, mashallah, they don't care. They could take the pain of pregnancy and they don't get. So if you found what, because when you throw up, you can't, you're sick. So you only the pregnant woman can decide, but she have to consult with the doctor. Just because she's pregnant does not mean she needs to break her fast. But whatever is followed with hardship, then is different from one woman to another. No, we go back to our son here. Originally, you have to put the kafar to someone else. But if you are truly in an area where you are part of the zakah, because some of the poor and needy, they deserve the zakah. So if you are among those that you're supposed to get the fidya, So I hope there is an ease on this, because it's not to just save. No, are you the one who deserve the zakah? Who cannot have enough? If it is like that, then it is okay to give that fidya to your husband, who's gonna spend it on you again. There is a hadith that narrated by Bukhari in his part from Abu Huraira. What my brother Prophet ﷺ, a man came to him. He said, "Oh Prophet of Allah, I was destroyed." He said, "I slept with my wife in Ramadan." He said, "Can you give free a slave?" He said, "No." He said, "Can you fast 2 months?" He said, "No." He said, "Can you feed 16?" He said, "No." So the Prophet ﷺ continued. And while they are like this, the Prophet ﷺ was given with a basket of date. So he said, "Where's the person who was asking?" He said, "It's me." He said, "Take it and make charity on it." He said, "Is there anyone poorer than me?" By Allah, there is no household is poorer than mine. So he alayhi salatu laughed till he could see his teeth, and he said, "Okay, feed your family." So we go back to another question. Is the botox and filler the beauty supplies? It is allowed to deal with that kind of stuff. So let's have that rule for that and something else. Whatever it is for to remove a flaw or to fix a flaw or to fix summation on the face. Because Allah created the human in the best of forms. So anything beyond that, you can return it. And anything beyond that, it is shouldn't. And the International Committee for Fiqh, they said about the rules for plastic surgeries. The surgery that has to do with to fix a flaw, it is allowed, but to just to beautify yourself, no. Especially like you see the actors and actresses, every day they have a new look. This is how the shaitan play with their brains, who allowed the shaitan to take the leadership of his life. He said in the Quran, we will order them and they will change the action of Allah. So fear Allah, which was from this cone to remove a flaw in the face or to cover a surgery, it is okay. And do not go behind those who don't fear Allah. So they thought, what with Allah and this life with is not worth anything, not even the wing of a mosquito. Otherwise, Allah will not allow a disbeliever to drink from it. The Prophet ﷺ said that, and he's not a poet. His poetry does no poetry, or it is very accurate. Today's question: my husband, he divorced me, and I had the period after a week. Is that considered the first one? Yes. It doesn't have to have a month to pass by. If he divorced you in purification, he didn't touch you in. So this is the first one that is counted, and after that. So may Allah bring him back to you, because he said about the people who have the if they want to fix it, then can you spend then النفقة? Does he have mut'a or other rights? What does it mean to have marriage urfi? It is a complete, it has all the rules of the contract except the documentation. As far as the pure shara' fiqh, there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with that. But just because it does not document it, that does not mean that you have to. You have accepted this marriage, and you are captured to him. If he did, then you'll see your own rights. So what do you want us to do? And this way to make us not do any general marriage except there is a reason that prevent the documentation. So you have the rights completely, just normal marriage. See what is it you deserve as a divorcee. What are the rights of the to give the deferred mahar, to pay the mut'a, which is money you give to her to make her feel better. As long as he is not fight from his side. So you have all your rights. Barakallah fik. Sorry, if somebody divorces wife, right, does he have to go to in Egypt? Does he have to go and do it now? I'm not a lawyer. This a question you need to take it to the law expert in Egypt. This is a question about the law. Go to the expert of law, not to the Sharia. We pray with the Imam, and after 8 we pray by ourselves in a special, and we don't deserve, because we have a lot of can we do, even though they nobody object. I don't say that it's not allowed, but I would like for you to wait with the Imam until they leave, and then you make the witr with him, so you could have the night stand the whole night, or to leave and everybody make his own witr. But suppose there is different. So we are in our society. We have to consume those who migrated, and to have different fiqh committee. We have some who pray 8 and some pray 20. It's not an innovation. In Al Haram they pray 20, even in Medina, and it has depth in our history. So we don't have a problem with that. But we are used to pray only 8, and this is the majority of the action of the Prophet ﷺ. So for those who disagree, we do not make it harder on them. What is the rule about who break his fast intentionally, because the difference between his phone and the real adhan maybe few minutes? That reflects the accuracy in your phone. If make the adhan before time, no, he is wrong. If it is a matter of 1 minute, it's no problem. And 1 minute is what is easy is forgiven. So maybe the 1 minute difference is from the thing that is allowed, but beyond that, don't try. You're certain there should be some day, and the certain will not be moved by doubt. So if you wake up, you know that you are still fasting until the night leaves and the night come the other side, and then you make sure that the sun is set, and then you break your fast. The person is responsible for his own religions. We'll stop here tonight. Inshallah, continue tomorrow. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.